Hey there, Capricorn. Welcome to your reading for the week of November 14th. In your current general energies here, you have this last quarter moon in Gemini. It says clear your mind. You also have this first quarter moon in Libra that says keep your heart open. So I feel like this gives me the vibes immediately here. Look at this row. I mean, are you kidding me? Empress, Eight of Wands, Six of Cups, really good energy. But this gives me the vibes of a reading that wants you to believe that good things can happen. It's like sometimes I think the universe just, wants us to believe that good things can happen for us. And if we do that, then we kind of get blessed. So, that's kind of what I'm getting here is that I feel the more you believe that you deserve abundance, then the universe is like, yes, you do. So here you go. And that's really all I think you have to do. I feel like you're very attractive at this time as well. Here with that Empress card. So if you're looking for love, I mean, you literally have the Eight of Wands and the Knight of Wands, which says get out there and socialize. Those are definitely cards of socializing, needing to get out into public to find love or, whatever it is you're looking for. So I would definitely get out there. And you have the Two of Pentacles here. You always get the Two of Pentacles, and Two of Pentacles to me is definitely a card of needing to have more fun. It comes up in this row with this regeneration card. And, I think you need to regenerate your energy and do things that you enjoy doing. It's just that simple here, Capricorn. So there you go. Again, you start off here in your current general energies with this Empress energy. I feel like you are the Empress in this reading. And it's like you're going through a change because in your first diagonal, I'll show you in a minute, but you go to the Moon and to the Death card, which is a big change. And right next to the Death card, you have the Hierophant. So this gives me the vibes of you also like ascending. Sometimes I think when we realize our true power or like something that we're capable of doing, like if you're, working on a business or job or career, it's like when you start actually believing it, that's what the Death card to the Hierophant is saying to me. It's like saying that you actually are believing in yourself more. And because of that, you're probably going to become more abundant. I don't think this is something that's going to happen overnight. I think this is, again, something that you're probably working on, something that you're working towards is getting to this, kind of Empress, being able to create abundance type of energy. And I do mean abundance as in money, plain and simple. I don't always feel that with the Empress. Sometimes I'm like, it could just be abundance in general, but I feel money here on this Empress. So there you go. You have the Eight of Wands and the Knight of Wands. They came up together. I do feel if you want love, again, both of these cards to me would represent socializing. I would definitely be careful of anyone who's too tricky here. You have the Moon. It goes up to the Seven of Swords, lying, cheating, stealing. So if you get like a weird vibe from a person, you're like, this person doesn't tell the truth, then, I would trust that. I would also say that there could be kind of what's popping into my head is there could be like little white lies that the person tells, but I think that's a symptom of a much bigger problem. So if you're dealing with a new person where you're kind of like, that's a lie, then I would definitely avoid that person because, I feel like they tell much, much bigger lies. And it's like, again, sometimes I think people lie to us and we think, oh, that's not really a lie. Maybe it wasn't that big of a deal. We start making excuses, especially in love. And I feel like this is saying, don't do that, especially whatever's going on here. I would also say if you want love, like I said, get out there and socialize. Both cards are screaming socialization to me, so I would socialize. You also have the Six of Cups here. Again, if you're not trying to get pregnant, by the way, I would be super careful here. Wrap it before you tap it, as the kids say, right? But, what I would say is Empress, Six of Cups, all Wands energy. I would just be careful if you're not trying to get pregnant. But I do feel that there could be like kind of some sort of gift from the universe coming in. The Six of Cups can represent a gift, and the gift we receive is a turnaround. Like, if we're bumping up against obstacles in any area of our life, the Six of Cups can kind of remove the obstacle or help us progress on something. We're going to clarify with the Oracle of the Radiant Sun, by the way. With the Empress, you have the Quarrel card. I feel like some of you are conflicted here. I feel like you need to clear your mind, as that last quarter moon in Gemini card says. And I also feel like you need to kind of like stay open, especially if you've experienced like a loss recently. I don't know. It's like, I don't know if this is a loss or what this is. You have the Moon. The Moon can represent a time of uncertainty, which kind of gives me the vibes of a loss. Maybe you lost a job or a relationship, so you're kind of like not sure about the future. And I feel like this is more talking about being conflicted in your mind, being conflicted in your head because you're like, what does the future have in store for me? It's like same thing with sometimes I think people like want their ex back, for example, just because it's like they just can't sit in the feeling of being alone, right? And they just can't imagine, or they think that there's nothing better, but there is, And that's what I feel here is that if you've experienced some sort of, conflict with this energy, I feel like there's something better. And I think what you're sitting in is the moon period after a loss, if that makes sense. And that might only be for some of you. Here, you cannot make this up. With the Eight of Wands and the Knight of Wands, you have this Patience card. Are you kidding me? I'm telling you right now. And she kind of looks like the Empress, doesn't she? Like, look, she looks super fancy on this card. There's a bull right there, Taurus, right? So I feel like you need to be patient. There is a lot of abundance and success coming in for you. You're just in a moon period. I already know what this reading is. Like I said at the beginning of the reading, Knight of Wands and Eight of Wands is like a little bit of rushing energy. I feel the trick here with that Eight of Wands is to focus on exactly what you want. Eight of Wands traditionally was your arrows of love. Esther Hicks calls this your rockets of desire. Basically, we're always telling the universe what we want with our desires, our, what we're thinking, our thoughts. As long as you can direct your thoughts exactly towards exactly what you want, I feel like you're going to get it. But, obviously you're going to have to be patient. With the Six of Cups, you have this health card. Six of Cups can be a card of health, and I'm not a doctor, so do not take this as medical advice. But what I would say is definitely focusing on your health at this time would be a good idea. Mars retrograde, right? I would always focus on my health during Mars retrograde because, that's the whole point of Mars retrograde. So I would just be careful of that. But let's see here. Next in the area of the unexpected, you have this love card. There you go. And this retreat card. There could be some unexpected love coming in for you if you want love. I feel like you're going to have to be patient, like I said. I also feel like, with the Four Swords in this row, we're going to cover this row again in just a minute, but I feel like you've been asking for something. It's like you're going to get exactly what you ask for. And with the moon, it's almost as if you don't believe it. Like maybe you don't believe it's possible to, it's like you're asking for it, right? But I feel like there's a little resistance. Maybe you don't believe it's possible to have a person that actually puts the work in, that wants to keep the romance alive, that wants a relationship, like all that stuff, right? And so maybe you don't believe it's possible, but I feel like you're actually getting it, whatever you're asking for. So be careful what you wish for here, Capricorn. I'd be very specific with your wishes. Same thing in like work or business. Maybe you're asking for like to start a multi-billion-dollar company, and the universe is like, okay, go for it, and you're accomplishing it. You also have this retreat card. I do feel it would be a great time to like go on a vacation or do a staycation or, some sort of retreat or something. You have the Nine of Cups, the Moon, and the Four of Swords here. Again, I really get this feeling of asking with this Four of Swords for whatever reason. Well, he's praying. He's hoping and praying. This person up here is receiving blessings. So I feel like some of you could be hoping and praying for blessings in your life. And it's like you're actually getting the things that you've been hoping and praying for, which is nice. With the Nine of Cups, again, like I get the wish energy on the Nine of Cups. You also have the Six of Cups, which can also kind of represent a wish, but really it's like a gift. But with the Nine of Cups, you can see, I always say that he's meant to look a little bit chubby on the Nine of Cups because he's about to have a feast. And, the story of the Nine of Cups is that he's about to have a feast, but he's chubby because he's had a feast in the past. It represents the fact that we have to like be in an energy of something we want before we can have it. It's like I always use the example. It's like, why do you think, there's so many stories of people who are like millionaires who lose all their money, but they make it back just as quickly, if not faster? Why do you think that is? It's because they've experienced the energy before. They know what it feels like. So it's easy for them to just project themselves into being a millionaire again. And plus, it happens quickly because it's like if you lose all your money from something, it's like it's harder, especially if you were in that energy for a long time. It's really hard to kind of like lose that state. They might be depressed or whatever for a certain period of time, but for the most part, they are a millionaire. It has been ingrained into their DNA, right? And so the Nine of Cups to me is saying to you, like, what can you put into your DNA? What can you go so deep with, feelings-wise? Is it money? Is it abundance? Is it love? What is it? And can you get it so deep inside of you, that's what she said, that you actually end up very, very successful, that you actually end up accomplishing exactly what you accomplish. And that's what I feel like this is saying. What I will say also is that you have the Seven of Swords here. So the Seven of Swords can, of course, represent lying, cheating, stealing. I do feel like some of you have gone through a lying, cheating, stealing situation in the past. But the Seven of Swords says, what are you afraid of? It really asks you, it basically says, if you want a multi-billion-dollar company, right? It's like there could be a lot of fears because, there's a lot of responsibility that goes along with that. So can you remove the feelings of fear so that you can stay like this? Can you stay in that Nine of Cups, that feeling as if you already have something that you want? That's what I would be doing with that Nine of Cups energy for sure. And you also have the Four of Cups, which is like or the Four of Wands, sorry, right next to it, which is like committing to that feeling, right? Kind of really developing it on a deeper level. With the Nine of Cups, you have the resourcefulness card. Again, you have to be resourceful. If you've never been a millionaire before, how can you feel like a millionaire? Well, simple. It's like there are certain things that millionaires do, right? They have certain habits. They have certain processes in their life. But it's like, can you also just, you don't have to do the exact thing. Can you just be abundant? Yes, you can go do something in your life that makes you feel abundant. You can go tour a mansion. You can go, tell a real estate agent that you want to go tour a mansion. You can do anything, right? You can go to a car show and be around fancy cars. Do something. If you want love, go love your dog. Go love a cat, It's like, be resourceful. That's what I would do there. With the moon, you have this eccentricity card. There is a very unique situation coming in for you. I'm not trying to blow smoke up your ass or anything like that here, Capricorn, but I'm telling you right now, I feel it in this reading that you could be attracting a person where it's like if this is love, I feel like it's like a person you don't think exists. Like they legitimately want to put the work in. They legitimately want to be with you. I feel like I'm not calling you jaded, but I feel like maybe you're just a little bit jaded from past situations here, especially lying, cheating, stealing situations is what I'm getting from this right here. I'll show you right here going this way. But I feel like you need to believe that things can be different. I almost feel like there's a person coming in for you that proves you wrong. But I mean that in the best way possible because they're probably like everything you want. And, I don't think anyone's perfect. So, we don't really ever, do we truly get everything we want? Of course not. That's not how life works. But, what I would say here is I feel like you're getting someone that's like pretty darn close. Someone who really will probably lead to marriage if you want love. I would also say if you have any crazy ideas right now, I would be working on those ideas. And sorry, one of these cards just jumped out here. It was this power card. You could be trying, I'm going to put that to the side, but you could be trying to gain power. But what I'd say is, if you have any crazy ideas, I'd be working on those ideas. With the Four of Swords, you have this affair card. And I'm pretty sure you had this card recently. It wouldn't surprise me, again, if some of you recently experienced a loss, maybe due to a love affair. So maybe someone cheated or something like that. But there could be some other type of affair that happened. Could also be business affairs. So, if you lost a job or lost business or something like that, I'm not really worried about it though. This is actually considered a good card in this deck, and it can just represent like having a positive affair, like actually falling in love with a person or, something like that. So I kind of feel that for you here. It is interesting. I want to clarify that power card that like wanted to pop out there. What is the power card about? You have the speculation card. No speculation at this time. Like I feel like it's saying take your power back, right? The speculation card is about like telling yourself stories in your head. So again, if you had a difficult breakup, I think it's natural, like if you have a breakup, to be like to start thinking, like especially if there isn't any real closure, if someone just feeds you the typical lines like you're too good for me, or I don't know, leave a comment down below with all the lines that you've heard from people where they're just like, feeding you a bunch of BS, right? Or, I need to find myself, like all these things. And I'm not saying people don't need to find themselves, but it's like, okay, everybody says the same freaking thing, right? It's exhausting at this point. So, I'm sure you're exhausted, Capricorn, so totally get it. But what I'd say here is it's like, sometimes I think when we get left like that, we are just free to tell ourselves stories in our heads. And I feel like this is saying, no, take your power back. It's like you don't actually know what happened. Maybe you do, maybe you don't, right? And this is saying don't make assumptions. I feel like it's saying go live your life. This is a manifestation reading for sure. So I would like, take your power back. And especially if this person did you dirty, I mean, that's on them. That's not on you. So, I feel, and I kind of do feel like some of you are taking your power back anyway, like even besides that. Next, in the area of what's coming towards you, you have this chaos and conflict card and this regeneration card. I feel like you've already experienced chaos and conflict. The regeneration card, I feel, is saying you are regenerating. You're kind of like healing yourself, taking time for yourself, taking time to heal, taking time to rest, relax, recover. Pretty much everyone has had some sort of card of conflict in this row of what's coming towards you. Again, it would not surprise me. I mean, I'm shooting this on election day. Again, this is not a political statement, but I'm sure there's going to be tons of BS going on in the news about everything, right? So, as I always say, people always say, you're political. I'm not. I think they should all be thrown in jail. I don't think we need any of them. So there you go, right? I'm a crazy person is what I would say. But, for the most part, it's like, it wouldn't surprise me if there's like a bunch of craziness between now and, 2033. So good luck. But what I would say is a lot of this goodness, a lot of this craziness is actually goodness because, I think there's a lot of tower moments, but the tower has to fall. Things have been the same for too long. It's funny, I did an interview with Leo King like just a couple months ago, And, we were basically talking about how, has there really been like an amazing invention in a very long time? We're talking about like the iPhone is like maybe the last thing that was really a mind blower, but there really haven't been any like mind blowing, life changing things happening in quite a while, right? For the most part. So, it's like that could be changing. And that's why we need the tower moment, is because they're just too much the same energy, right? And tower moments are good, global tower moments, because they shake things up and they allow for like new innovations, new ideas, new things. And that's kind of what I see in your reading. But the difference between your reading and everyone else's is I feel a lot of these changes could be happening in your own life. And I don't want to scare you because, again, I think these are positive changes. But I feel like they have caused a lot of chaos in your life in the past. You have the Seven of Swords, Two of Pentacles, and the Death card. Major change right here with the Death card. The Seven of Swords could definitely be lying, cheating, stealing. I actually do feel that in your reading, just in general. So, if you've been through a lying, cheating, stealing situation, it actually looks like there's justice coming in for you. Not in the form of seeing that, you could be seeing this person get karma, but I don't even think it has to be like that. It could just be that you, again, meet an amazing person, clearly, that keeps popping up here that you just don't believe exists. So it could be something like that. I would also face your fears at this time with the Seven of Swords. Every once in a while, I feel like the Seven of Swords is talking about internal fears that don't exist. And, really we have to face those fears to, just get over something. You have the Two of Pentacles, work hard, play hard. I would make sure you're balancing your energy. Again, if you're only working, I feel like you're going to have like probably other symptoms as well. Like maybe if you're only working, maybe you're actually going to have a hard time sleeping, for example, right? That happens to me if I only work and I don't do anything else. It's like you're not allowing your brain to just like chill out. And for some of you, I feel like you need some brain chill out time. Maybe you need to watch like a crappy movie. Maybe you need to play some video games. I feel like you need to melt your brain for a little bit just to kind of like kind of chill out. You have the Death card. Definitely a major change coming in for you, but I feel like it has to do with your beliefs. We kind of talked about this at the beginning of the reading. You have the Death card with the Hierophant right there. So there's kind of like some sort of change going on in like what you believe about something that's important to you. And it could be like marriage, for example, or love. With the Seven of Swords, you have this Endurance card. I mean, to me, endurance is your superpower, Capricorn. Like, I feel like you have staying power in general. And so I feel like your endurance is going to be rewarded at this time, especially with that Seven of Swords. With the Two of Pentacles, you have this Appreciation card, card of abundance. I love this. I actually feel like the universe is showing you appreciation. I also feel that we were talking about the Nine of Cups, and appreciation is a great way to soak in energy. If you are appreciating something that is abundant, you're going to attract more abundance, right? You're showing it gratitude, whatever it is, right? If you're appreciating a relationship that maybe exists, maybe you see two cute old people holding hands. I saw that yesterday, right? Thought it was adorable, right? But I appreciated it. I said, oh, wow, I really appreciate that, And it's like, if we do that, then we're going to attract, we're kind of like soaking in the energy. And that's what I'd be doing here for sure. With the Death card, you have this Restlessness card. So you could be feeling a little restless. Again, I think it's hard. It's like, I was thinking about this the other day too. I was sitting in traffic for like freaking ever. But then, I was like, what? At least, like, how awesome is it that I can afford a car in the first place, and that if, this was like 200 years ago, I'd be on a horse, right? So, like, appreciate things. And sometimes when we do that, I always think that we shouldn't curse things that we enjoy in our life, right? And there's even, I love Neville Goddard. He's like the king of law of attraction, but he's like the best. But he has a saying that, of course, I'm going to butcher, where he basically says, don't curse birds, or something like that. And what he means is, like, don't curse the good things in your life. Like, if you have a car and you're stuck in traffic, like, how many people complain about that? It's like when you complain about it, then you're creating the opposite, resistant energy, right? So if you're complaining about your car, for example, and let's say you want your dream car is a Lamborghini. It's like, if you're complaining about your car, but you also want a Lamborghini, the universe is like, wait, you hate cars. Like, why do you want a Lamborghini? So you're creating resistance, right? So we need to look at those opportunities in our life where we can say, what, I am so grateful that I have a freaking car. And then the universe is like, oh, they love cars. Here's your Lamborghini, right? Maybe it's not going to happen that quickly, but, that's what I'd be doing if I were you. Next in the area of, what are we doing? Messages from your future self. You have this jealousy and gossip card. It's this cat card. Every single person, I kid you not, has had a jealousy and gossip card. Mars retrograde. I'm sick and tired of saying it, but I will say it. Ignore the jealousy, ignore the gossip, because it always comes back to bite you under Mars retrograde. You also have this Justice card. It says Justice and Documents on it, the Scales card. I do feel like some of you could be seeing someone get their karma, but I don't know. Like, that may only be for a few of you. I feel really the justice that you're getting here is your glow up, your Empress, right? To me, success is the best form of revenge, right? So I feel for some of you, if someone did you dirty, you could be getting, revenge, justice, karma, in the sense that you're finding something truly amazing to have in your life. You could be finding success or getting some sort of other reward in your life as well. You have the Four of Wands, Five of Cups, and the Hierophant. The Four of Wands is, of course, a card of marriage, but it's also a card of freedom. It's a card of being set free and focusing on freedom. That's what I would be focusing on if I were you, is your personal freedom, right? Things that you enjoy doing, things that you love to do, things that bring you happiness and joy. All those things are popping into my head. I do feel like some of you are thinking about marriage. This isn't going to be true for all of you, but again, it is interesting that you have the Five of Cups here, which is like disappointments, right? And you also have the Hierophant, like 2 marriage cards here, plus the Five of Cups. So I feel like you've been disappointed. Maybe you feel like you're at that point where you're like, you know what, no, like good people don't exist, right? But he just needs to turn around and, again, be grateful. Gratitude is a big word that keeps coming up in your readings. If he sees these 2 cups, he gets this bridge and this castle over here. So he doesn't just get 2 cups. He gets commitment. He gets something stable. The castle represents safety, security, comfort, and protection in the tarot. It represents like all that stuff, right? Building and leaving a legacy, castle. So, I feel a lot of you being grateful for what you do have obviously is going to attract everything you want in your life. You also have the Hierophant. You're realizing something. It's kind of weird that I'm getting the word realization. He is the bridge between kind of like the heavens and the earth, right? Or the universe and the earth. And so I feel that for some of you, and hold on one second. Sorry about that, Capricorn. I forgot I was having work done on my house today, and I saw them walking up to my front door, so I had to take care of that. But anyway, I don't remember. We were talking about how he's the bridge between the heavens and the earth, the universe and the earth, the Hierophant. And it's almost like I see you bringing something down to earth here, but it's like a changing your perspective is what I'm getting here. Again, we might have to like double clarify that because there's something more to that story, I feel. But with the Four of Wands, you have this friendship card. It wouldn't surprise me if you like met a person and maybe you start out as friends, of course. So it might be one of those things, but I would just like take your time in a relationship. Some of you could find that a friend is interested in you as well with this energy, and it could lead to marriage. So there you go. I also feel like you could be, I'm getting a lot here. I feel like you could be meeting a person through friends. So again, if you get invited out, do not miss out on opportunities to like go out and meet new people. With the Five of Cups, you have the practicality card here. Again, like I said at the beginning of the reading, I feel there's this need to kind of believe in magic. I call these Tinkerbell readings, right? If you don't believe in Tinkerbell, she doesn't exist, right? She disappears. And I kind of get that here. It's like sometimes I feel like we do lose the magic in life. We think like, oh, everyone cheats, everyone's a liar, or I can't make money, or whatever, right? And that's why I feel like the Nine of Cups is so important in your reading, is like soaking the energy is going to be the most beneficial, but also, believing. Practicality is about being practical, but intuitively, I almost feel like you're being too practical again. And I'm not saying we shouldn't be practical, but I think there needs to be balance, right? You have the scales there. It's like, so if you're being too practical, be a little playful, be a little imaginative, be a little magical, right? Invite some magic into your life. Trust me, I have 5 planets in Capricorn. It's like, as a kid, I had zero imagination. It's like, I was like a freaking nerd when I was a kid. Not that I'm still not a nerd, but, as like a little nerd, I read books on, like I was reading books on bugs and stuff like that, and like cartoons or any of that stuff. So I totally get the Capricorn, like, energy. But I feel like that's what I've had to learn, right? Is needing to be more playful. It kind of reminds me of Black Moon Lilith and Leo. Like I am also a Black Moon Lilith and Leo. And Black Moon Lilith and Leo, it's like the karma of Black Moon Lilith and Leo is needing to learn to be playful, needing to learn to be an actor, needing to learn how to act. Like all those things come up with Black Moon Lilith and Leo. So I kind of get that energy here, where it's like needing to learn to have fun, right? With the Hierophant, you have this card. What does it say? Independence on it. I do feel like you're becoming very independent. I'm wondering if that's what it is, too. Is that you could be attracting a person who is very independent. They don't kind of go with the crowd. It's like maybe they, maybe I don't know, whatever the common toxic belief about relationships is on whatever side you're on, right? Doesn't matter. I feel like this person is independent. They have their own mind, if you're attracting love. Let's clarify that again. You also have this intuition card, and I also dropped a card as well. Here you go, flirtation. This person will be very flirtatious, probably very intuitive as well. So I love this reading for you, Capricorn. Really good. We're going to pull 3 cards now. I'm going to do 1, 2, and 3. And I'll talk about the 7 of Cups as well. But ignore the 7 of Cups. We're just going to talk about this right here, these 3 cards. If you have a question, feel free to pause the reading and think of your question. If you don't have a question, that's fine too. I'm going to put all 3 together as a personalish reading. But I'm going to read the question. I'm going to read the cards right now. So pause the reading if you need time to think. You have the 10 of Cups, the 7 of Pentacles, the Tower. I mean, right off the bat, without answering a question, this is exactly what I was talking about in your reading. It's like you had something that you thought would make you happy, and maybe it led to a tower moment, but it looks like to me that you should be grateful for something that's about to enter into your life that could be magical. That could be whatever your ideal version of a relationship is, or if it's work or business, whatever your ideal version of that is. So I feel like you need to it's almost like you need to let go of a tower moment here. I feel something is heavy on my mind here in your reading, so you could be like perseverating, thinking about something that happened over and over and over again. I don't think that's helpful. And again, what I would say is the 7 of Cups can represent, again, thinking about all the possible scenarios. So I feel like you need to get out of your head with that for sure. And I think you need to think about what you want, not what you don't want, which is whatever happened in the recent past for you, Capricorn, clearly. So I love this reading for you. Really good. Thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your Sun, Moon, and Rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.